Hi guys, I'm Brad DiNardo with the Intensive English program at the University of Georgia. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to reduce adverb clauses. Reducing adverb clauses is an important technique to incorporate into your writing, as it makes your writing a lot more concise. Before we see some examples, let's talk about what adverb clauses are. In this specific case, we're going to talk about adverb clauses that deal with time. Adverb clauses that deal with time start with words like after, before, or when. Now, it's perfectly acceptable to use these clauses in their complete form, but I can also reduce these to adverb phrases, which make my writing a lot more concise. So, let's take a look at some examples and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, in my first example, Sota visited many schools before he decided to go to UGA. In this case, my adverb clause is before he decided to go to UGA. My verb is in the past tense, decided. Now, I can reduce this to an adverb phrase. Let's take a look at how I do that. To reduce to an adverb phrase, I remove he decided and I change it to the ing form, deciding. So my sentence now with an adverb phrase looks like this. Sota visited many schools before deciding to go to UGA. Now, it's important to remember that the position of my adverb phrase is flexible in the sentence. I could also put it at the beginning of the sentence and say, before deciding to go to UGA, comma, Sota visited many schools. Okay, let's take a look at a second example. Okay, in this example, I see that when Ferris is studying for a test, he listens to classical music. Okay. Now, this is an adverb clause, which of course is completely acceptable, but I can also reduce this to an adverb phrase. So I follow the similar rules as I did in my last example with Sota. So let's see how we do this. In this case, I would remove Ferris and the be verb is. So when Ferris is studying for a test, he listens to classical music becomes when studying for a test, comma, Ferris listens to classical music. Okay, just like before, the placement of my adverb phrase is flexible. I could also put this at the end of the sentence and say, Ferris listens to classical music when studying for a test. Okay, let's look at one more example. Okay, in this example, after Fernando had received a 7.5 on the IELTS exam, he began applying to universities. This one's a little tricky. In my adverb clause, you'll see that I used the past perfect tense, had received. To reduce this into an adverb phrase, I have to remove had received and I have to change it to having received. And just like in the other sentences with Sota and Ferris, I remove the subject. So my reduced adverb phrase becomes, after having received a 7.5 on the IELTS exam, comma, Fernando began applying to universities. Just like in my other sentences, I can also change the placement of my adverb phrase and say, Fernando began applying to universities after having received a 7.5 on the IELTS exam. So, in this case, my auxiliary had received, which I used in the adverb clause, becomes the ing form, having received. I hope that this helps you understand a little bit about how to reduce an adverb clause into an adverb phrase. Remember, this is important to make your writing more concise. It's also important to change the placement of your adverb clause to give your sentences a little bit more variety. If you'd like to see some more examples and some exercises, please visit our website at iep.uga.edu.